Hey Clashers, I'm pushing again in Builder Base, and take a look at that. We are already back in the top 5 global because take a look at that. This base is incredible. Huge shout out goes to Burak who built this base. The link is obviously down below in the description. And like considering that this is versus the top players in the world, this is crazy how good this is actually defending. And I would say let's just jump into a couple of attacks and let's see how far we can actually push. Okay, we have our first base to attack. This is a ground expo. Okay, we have a ground expo to start things off. But I would still say, just based on how this village is set up, we have like a huge open core. And I think something which is really good against that, our P.E.K.K.A. So I think I would just go with that. But at the same time, I would like to funnel a little bit on the outside. I would do that with the Baby Dragon and with the Cannon Core, I think. Ground battle machine, yeah, I think that might be a good fit. So we're starting off with the cannon. Hopefully there are no traps on the outside. As soon as the army comes down, we're going to play the Baby Dragon. There are some air bombs, but that's fine. We should get that without any issue whatsoever. We can use the ability in just a second. Ooh, there's even a Tesla. Okay. Can take down the cannon. Let's use the mortar mode. Okay, so I would like to get this archer tower because the lower set archer towers are doing an incredible amount of damage. And right now, there's like a little comeback for those archer towers in the higher trophy ranges because P.E.K.K.A. are obviously really strong as well. But it's really hard then to cover your bases versus cannon cars. So it's not easy. It is not easy at all. But overall, this like right now, it feels like what the meta looks like in the higher range with people really trying to mix in a couple of low range archer towers to just have the overall DPS to handle those P.E.K.K.A. and overall incoming damage. Now, that should cover it, right? Yes, that's going to cover it. That's amazing. Then we're going to have our troops going in with this setup just like that. One here, one here. One P.E.K.K.A. coming in from the chop side. Now, I think now we can use the ability of the third P.E.K.K.A. That's already looking really good. Let's use the cannon core ability again. We can set it up. Ability here. The ability of the P.E.K.K.A. here. Yeah, that's looking crushed. Let's go, let's go. Those open bases, don't do it. I mean, it can sometimes work, but first those P.E.K.K.A. attacks, they just do not work at all. Like those open bases, I don't know. It's not really a good thing. It's really not a good thing. But now we have the next setup. Okay. So I think the air hero might be a good fit for this one. Just take down those exposed defenses right here. The cannon core, I'm not really sure yet. We could go for the bottom side, but there's not as much value. It's kind of depending on how greedy we are. Because I would like to go for the crusher. But that's really greedy. But I am really greedy. Okay, so let's just start here with the air machine. Then, let's hope there are no traps. Let's hope there are no traps. Come on. So far, so good. But I really need to reach that crusher. That would be incredible. Come on. Push it a little bit further. A little bit, tiny bit. Yes. Get that first. And then, there we go. Nice. Okay. Now the question is, are we already in range for the guard post troops? That would be bad news, but it seems like we are. So let's just switch that quickly so we have the winning. Ooh, come on. Perfect. Just switch it right away again. Then we can use the... Or should we use the ability already of the hero? No, we should not. I think otherwise we charge into that firecracker and that would be not good. But now let's start with the P.E.K.K.A. on the chop side because there's a sneaky bitter hut. I don't like those. I do not like to time fail. And then we have... Yeah, we should get that giant cannon out of the way. Let's just do that quickly. Then one P.E.K.K.A. down here and then just more P.E.K.K.A. into that... Where's the other P.E.K.K.A. going? Okay, she's going to the right, so we add one more here. So we can turn that. Then the ability of the number 7. Amazing. Then the ability of the number 8 in just a second, just like that. And this base just got completely crushed. There we go. Nice. First 6-star in the board. And now let's just keep going. Sadly, I have really long queue times because we are just so high up in trophies that I feel like we don't really match anyone. Because if you take a look at the time in between, we have like searched now for like 18 minutes, which for a video kind of is annoying. And we got now specifically baited like out of the traps. surprisingly were against my entry at the same time. People have started cracking my base, so it has defended quite nice. It took him 3 tries, and then he found a nice crack with targeting my test and everything. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I think we jump into a couple of attacks where I can highlight what I'm trying to do with a couple of replays. The one thing I like the most, I feel like, in builder base is really find good chain value for your Electrofire wizards. It's just so satisfying. It's like the Electro Dragon in the home village. If you use them in a surgical way and really get a ton of value with that. So let's just try that exactly with this base as well. The one thing which looks really promising is this left hand side, which means the clock tower and then all of this, which can't shoot back, right? So the wizard is going to have a lot of fun here. So what I'm going to do, I'll let my hero walk around the chop side, then use a giant to distract the cannon here, and with that it's allowing me to use the wizard onto the clock tower and get some nice chains in. Adding a P.E.K.K.A, this is kind of like a small kill squad, small dive group of troops actually into the base. The wizard is getting the value he's looking for, using the ability and everything of those troops, and then adding the Hog Riders to snipe defenses around my main push around the core. So far it looks good, and take a look at this. Take a look at this wizard, it just wrecks those defenses left and right. It's incredible. And then there's only a couple of defenses on the back end, which we can now easily take down with the wizard just clearing out an entire flank on its own. This is just so satisfying to me, how much value this one wizard can get if there's an exposed side. And yes, it's always somewhat risky with the traps, but as soon as you can like get the hang of it and everything, it is just so strong. This first stage is getting clear within seconds. We just have the Hog Riders finishing things off with the wizard together. Remember, on cleanup, it's always more efficient to use the Inferno, like the Fire Wizard, and not the Electro Wizard. It's just stronger versus the cleanup, or versus the trash buildings on the outside. Next base, next attack on this one, what we're going to go for is, I want to snipe this this lava launcher. With this lava launcher out of the way, we do not have that many point defenses or that many defenses in general left, which can actually threaten my Hog Riders. So we have a ton of Hog Riders in this one, and they then can just pick up all of those point defenses and can just easily clear the base. Another storage, another high HP building, which is kind of exposed, is this one right here. So we can add the wizard, and he's already starting to clean up and everything, but he's not as crucial in this attack as in the first one. So we just wait until the lava launcher is gone. That's then our go time, like our time where we say, let's go in, let's have some fun. The lava launcher is going down, and that's exactly the timing where I'm going then in with those hogs. I know that there's a Tesla, that's why I'm directly targeting a couple of them, and I'm starting mainly with most of the hogs which are already without their ability, and then on the back end I'm starting to use the Hog Gliders, and the wizard even gets some chains versus the Tesla and everything, which is kind of nice, and then we can just switch the mode, so he's already starting cleanup. But take a look at that, this is just crushed versus this base, and it's as well like a base which was a couple of times out there in the higher ranks, and it got me as well a lot of trouble in the first couple of attacks, but you really have to attack a couple of bases quite a bit, because people really like to copy bases. My base already by now is getting copied a lot, as I said, and it's crazy. It is crazy how quickly those bases are getting shared and everything. If you have a new base, I feel like this is how you can push the most. New base is just incredible how much worth that is for pushing, because people are like having to attack it the first time, like for like half an hour or something. You can just push really efficient. So like I just did, if you take a look at my defense log overall, this is the last couple of attacks from Maiko, who actually cracked then the base with like a weird barge or something. We can actually take a look at that in just a second. But he had before that a 1-star, and before that he had a 2-star against the base before he was able to like crack it down and everything. But take a look at that, how many defense we have gotten. Not a single 6-star before, and then it took him like, I don't know, like 1 hour or something to actually find out how to attack it. And this is, yeah, let's just give him now some time to shine. Let's just take a look how he actually breaks down the base. As I said, the link is down below in the description. I'm using a ground expo because we have a lot of air coverage. And I'm using as well the short range arch tower. It's kind of nice to bait some people. And at the beginning, it worked really great. By now, you can see he's really placing his cannon cart way different. Every normal attacker would use it more on the 3 o'clock side because, well, then you can avoid those two defenses the best. But he's playing it on the top side because he knows that my traps are around this gem mine right here. Then is using out of range this one cannon cart. Really, really sneaky. Really nicely done. Really great use of that cannon cart. Abusing the range right there. I have to think about how to counter that. Because otherwise the base is really, really nicely defending. It's doing incredible well. So you can see he's like going closer and closer with his cannon cards. I feel like cannon cards are really a lot of times like the make or break points for a lot of attacks. Now he's using archers to take down this archer tower. That is actually really nice. And I think archers and barbarians, they are not bad. I think just overall they have to be used really strategic at this point. And then he has for the back end. Yep, I changed that Tesla. The Tesla already before that was a bit different, so we had to rearrange that barbarian. Before the Tesla was like around this side, so maybe that's why he was confused. Now he's even using the archers to take down the core buildings. That's just crazy. So what he does is he has 3 camps of cannon carts and otherwise only supportive troops. Let's see what he does in the second stage then. But with the cannon cart outranging that Mega Tesla, that is sneaky. I really have to change that base now a little bit to make that not possible anymore. But that attack was wild. He is now setting the mortar right here to like station mode to make sure that the mortar can't run into a spring, like a push trap or like into a giant bomb or something anymore. So it's going to stay safe, and he's going to get to the next stage with having all 3 cars alive. That was a really clean attack. And that's even without max troops. Really nicely done. The second stage is not as threatening anymore. The base is all about not allowing people to get to the second stage. Now let's see how he's going to do that. He's having his archers. He actually... Okay, so he knew that they are Tesla because, as I said, he already attacked this base quite a few times. So he used the archers to trigger the Tesla. So he can use the cannon cores now. So otherwise, like normally... Tesla are going to surprise people with their cannon carts because they are going to go for like relocating their cannon carts and always try to get closer and closer to the firecracker. But this means at this point where he's about to shoot the firecracker, that's where the Tesla pops up. But because he used the archers to trigger those Tesla early, he can outrange them and actually counter them. So that's really why you see that on the higher level, as soon like 1 hour in or something, you're using a base and you're like really high in the trophy leaderboard. People are copying your base like crazy and cracking them down and like figuring out the traps and everything. You kind of have to change the traps non-stop. But this plan, I mean, that's why I'm showing it. Really, really is OP. It's a really, really nice crack. Heroes used quite late. I think, I don't know, maybe you could have used it early, maybe not. I don't even know. But I think overall the plan looks fantastic. And those cannon carts, they are really, really strong. They are really, really strong, but really risky if you do not know the traps. And that's like what is typically happening. Like, if you would watch this attack and you would think that this is his first attack, you would say, cannon carts are broken. I mean, take a look at that. They are just beyond broken. But if you remind yourself that this is like his 3rd attack or something onto the base, it's way closer than you might think. I think I could do a couple of tweaks to make this attack not possible anymore. But that's then a project for the future, I guess. But overall, really, really nice crack by him with those non-max troops as well. And the level 16, like the level 16 copter. Level 16 copter is just dealing literally no damage. It's crazy overall. But really, really nice attack from him. Exploiting the traps nicely. So we have to do some changes here. You can see that as well. Like, as well what I did, there's a double Mega Mine and then like Tesla and the Arch Tower. So what a lot of people did in the beginning, just placed their their air hero in here, and they got surprised by the Tesla and the double black, like not the black mines, that's the home village, but the double giant air bombs, whatever. So the hero is not actually getting that Arch Tower because of all of the damage. People are getting really surprised and caught off guard by that, especially because people like to use Baby Dragons against this base because of the ground expo. But you saw as well that it does not work that well. A lot of people struggle with that. And yeah, overall, again, huge shout out to Burak who built this base. I will post it down below in the description as a link. We finished the push now with being rank 3 again, which is quite nice. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I could not really find opponents anymore, so I could not really keep pushing, even if I would like to. King Bob and Void being in number 1 and number 2 at the moment. But hey, it's still like 5 days to push, and I would be totally fine with being top 3 because time right now is a bit tricky. And it's really time consuming to push, but it's a lot of fun in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next one. Until then, see ya and bye bye.